Prove your dreams. What if I told you that the people laughing at your dreams today will be asking for your autograph tomorrow? What if every ridiculous dream you've ever had was actually your roadmap to greatness? And what if the only thing standing between you and proving them all wrong is your willingness to start? Today, we're diving deep into one of the most powerful truths of success. Prove wrong those who think your dreams are ridiculous. Key point: prove what you can do. Stay with me for the next 10 minutes, because by the end of this video, you'll have the exact blueprint to silence every doubter. You'll discover why their laughter is actually your fuel, and you'll learn the secret that transformed dreamers into legends. In this video, we will discuss some argument, real-life example, command, prohibition, analogy, micro-practice, example, life application, life rise, the decline of life, to help you. Argument 1. Ridiculous dreams are the only ones worth chasing. Here's your first truth. If your dreams don't seem ridiculous to others, they're probably too small. Think about it. Every breakthrough in human history started as someone's ridiculous dream. Flying machines? Ridiculous. Talking to someone across the world instantly? Absurd. Building a company in your garage that would change the world? Impossible. But here's what the doubters never understand. Ridiculous dreams have no competition. While everyone else fights over the obvious opportunities, you're building something they can't even imagine. Command: stop apologizing for the size of your dreams. Prohibition: never shrink your vision to fit other people's understanding. Argument 2. Doubt is your competitive advantage. Here's something counterintuitive. The more people doubt you, the bigger your advantage becomes. Why? Because doubt creates isolation, and isolation creates focus. When everyone thinks you're crazy, you stop seeking their approval. When you stop seeking approval, you start taking real risks. When you take real risks, you access opportunities others won't touch. Analogy: think of doubt like a storm. Everyone else runs for shelter. But the smart sailor knows storms create the strongest winds, and strong winds can take you further than you ever imagined. Real life example 1. Oprah Winfrey. Let me tell you about a woman who was told she was unfit for television. Oprah Winfrey was fired from her first television job. Her boss said she was too emotionally invested in her stories. Too emotional for TV. Can you imagine? The same quality that made her unfit became her superpower. She didn't change who she was. She proved what she could do. She built a media empire worth billions. She influenced millions of lives, all because she refused to let one person's limited vision define her unlimited potential. Small exercise. Write down the last criticism someone gave you about your dreams. Now ask yourself, could this weakness actually be your greatest strength? Argument 3. Proof beats persuasion every time. Here's a harsh reality. You cannot argue people into believing in your dreams. You cannot convince them with presentations. You cannot win them over with passion. But you can silence them with results. Command: stop trying to convince and start proving. Prohibition: never waste time explaining your vision to people who lack the eyes to see it. Proof is the universal language. Even your biggest critic cannot argue with success. Argument 4. The power of starting small to dream big. Here's where most dreamers fail. They try to prove everything at once. They want to build the skyscraper before laying the foundation. Smart dreamers think differently. They prove what they can do, one small victory at a time. Analogy: building credibility is like building muscle. You don't start with the heaviest weight. You start with what you can lift. Then you add more weight, slowly, consistently, relentlessly, until one day, you're lifting what seemed impossible. Argument 5. Failure is part of the proof. Let's address the elephant in the room. What if you fail while trying to prove yourself? Here's the secret. Failure is part of the proof. It proves you're not afraid to try. It proves you're learning and adapting. It proves you're playing a bigger game than the critics. Life example. Thomas Edison didn't fail 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. He found 1,000 ways that didn't work. Each failure was proof that he was getting closer to success. The critics saw failure. Edison saw progress. Argument 6. Your environment shapes your evidence. Here's a crucial insight. The people around you determine what kind of proof you need to provide. Surround yourself with small thinkers, and small achievements will seem huge. Surround yourself with giants, and you'll need to grow to fit in. Command: upgrade your environment before you try to upgrade your results. Prohibition: never let small-minded people set the standard for your success. Real-life example 2. Colonel Sanders. Let me tell you about a man who started proving himself at age 62. Colonel Sanders was broke, living on Social Security. His restaurant had failed. Most people would have given up, but Sanders had a recipe he believed in. He drove across the country, sleeping in his car, pitching his chicken recipe to restaurant after restaurant. He was rejected 1,009 times. 1,009 rejections. But on attempt number 1,010, someone said yes. Today, KFC serves millions of customers worldwide, all because one man refused to let age, circumstances, or 1,000 rejections stop him from proving what he could do. Small exercise. What's something you've given up on too quickly? What would happen if you tried just one more time? Argument 7. The compound effect of consistent proof. Here's what happens when you commit to proving yourself daily. Small proofs compound into big credibility. Little wins stack into major victories. Consistent action builds unstoppable momentum. Analogy: think of proof like interest in a bank account. The more you deposit, the faster it grows. And once it reaches a certain point, it starts growing faster than you can spend it. Argument 8. Turn criticism into construction material. Here's a powerful reframe. Every criticism contains raw material for your success. You're too young. Prove that youth brings fresh perspective. You don't have enough experience. Prove that hunger beats history. That's never been done before. Prove that innovation starts with impossibility. Command: write down every criticism you've received about your dreams. Command: next to each criticism, write how you could prove it wrong. Prohibition: never let criticism paralyze you into inaction. Argument 9. The ripple effect of proving yourself. Here's something beautiful about proving your dreams. It doesn't just change your life. It changes the lives of everyone watching. When you prove the impossible is possible, you give others permission to dream bigger. When you turn ridicule into respect, you inspire others to persist. When you show what determination can do, you become living proof that dreams do come true. Argument 10. The cost of not proving yourself. Let's talk about the price of giving up. What does it cost when you let the doubters win? It costs you your self-respect. It costs you your potential impact. It costs you the person you were meant to become. But worst of all, it costs the world the gift you were meant to give. Life application. Imagine yourself at 80 years old, looking back on your life. What would you regret more? Trying and failing, or never trying at all? The answer reveals everything. The rise and fall cycle. Life has a pattern. Rise, fall, rise again. The fall isn't failure. The fall is preparation for a higher rise. Every successful person has experienced this cycle. The difference is, they used each fall as a launching pad for the next rise. Command: embrace the cycle instead of fighting it. Prohibition: never mistake a temporary fall for permanent failure. What we learned from this video. Let's recap the key insights. First, ridiculous dreams have no competition. Second, doubt creates the isolation you need to focus. Third, proof beats persuasion every single time. Fourth, start small, but dream big. Fifth, failure is part of the proof process. Sixth, your environment determines your evidence requirements. Seventh, small proofs compound into big credibility. Eighth, turn every criticism into construction material. Ninth, proving yourself inspires others to dream bigger. 10th, the cost of not proving yourself is too high to pay. Here's your challenge for the next 24 hours. Pick one small way you can prove what you're capable of. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for perfect conditions. Don't wait for the critics to believe in you. Start proving. Start today. Start now. Because somewhere out there, someone needs to see that dreams really do come true. Someone needs to see that the impossible is just the untested. Someone needs to see that ordinary people can do extraordinary things. Be that proof. Be that inspiration. Be that example. The world is waiting, not for your explanation, but for your demonstration. So go out there and prove what you can do. Your dreams are counting on it. Your future self is depending on it. And every person who will be inspired by your success is waiting for it. The time for talking is over. The time for proving starts now. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button if this video lit a fire in you. Share it with someone who needs to hear this message. And remember, thank you. Your dreams aren't ridiculous. These few They're just waiting for proof. We hope something here touched your heart and reminded you of your own strength. Now we want to hear from you. Drop a comment below. What part spoke to you the most? How will you carry it into your life? Your voice matters. And when you share, you inspire more than you know. If this video gave you value, please like, subscribe, and pass it on to someone who might need this message today. Your support means the world to us. It helps us keep creating content that uplifts, encourages, and empowers. Until next time, stay inspired, stay growing, and never stop believing in your dream. Thank you.